Another deal the Orioles made involving a reliever that was announced late Wednesday night, or first reported late Wednesday night / early Thursday morning. But for whatever reason, it took a long time for the full picture of this trade to come into view. When it happened, though, it seemed like a pretty good deal for the Orioles, sending reliever Andrew Kittredge to the Cubs for young infielder Wilfri de la Cruz. Now, Kittredge was signed by the Orioles as a free agent this offseason after beginning the season on the IL with a knee injury. Pretty much delivered as advertised, being a steadying presence in the mid to late innings in the Orioles bullpen. Much like with Laureano, the Orioles had a pretty reasonable team option tacked onto Kittredge's deal. So in theory, they could have brought him back in 2026 and weren't desperate to move him, which made for kind of an interesting dynamic in this deal as they pick up De La Cruz, who the Cubs just signed in January as part of their international free agent class, giving him a $2.3 million bonus. Now, for context, that was the highest bonus given out by the Cubs to any player in their January free agent class this year, and was the 9th highest of any player signed overall. And for those who want to compare this to the Orioles' international free agent efforts, De La Cruz's bonus matches the franchise record that was set by Luis Almeida a few years ago. In his first season of pro ball spent in the DSL, De La Cruz put up pretty solid numbers, hitting .262 with 26 walks and 24 strikeouts in 113 plate appearances across 27 games. It goes without saying that this is a guy who's years and years away from contributing at the major league level. He'll probably be in the FCL next year, and if we see him at all in Delmarva in 2026, it probably won't be until, well, pretty much a full year from now. But there's undeniably some ceiling here in a switch hitter who's already showing a solid hit tool, good plate approach, has some power, and right now, a shortstop projected most likely by a lot of national reports to end up at third base, but that's more because of size than ability. The defensive reports that I read were pretty solid on De La Cruz. So this is an interesting trade and not necessarily one that I would have expected the Orioles to make with a player like Kittredge, but still brings back a pretty interesting guy for the system. So, Nick, what are your thoughts on this deal?
Yeah, I was not expecting to see the $2.3 million price tag attached to the guy when the trade was announced, and finding out who this kid is. Look, it's, Kittredge he's going to be 36 years old next year. You look at whatever metric, stuff plus, location plus, whatever it is, it's taken a fall from his time with the Rays. And given his age and his injury history, like, I don't see him rebounding. And you look at $9 million price tag, like, you can find his replacement for $9 million or even less than $9 million. So not too concerned there. Is the concern that the number of relievers that are now gone? Sure, that's a different topic. But Kittredge himself, to get a flyer like this, sure, I'm down. Like, and this is a move. You look at Baseball America, gives him 50 hit, 55 power, 50 field, 60 arm, 55 run, switch hitter plus power potential, listed at 6'2". I think Ben Badler noted, like, this kid could tackle on 30 pounds and become a big time power stick in the middle of your lineup if all goes right. Only 113 plate appearances this year in the DSL, but good walk, good strikeout numbers, like you mentioned. The 11 extra base hits and 113 plate appearances. Those are the couple of numbers, if you're looking at Dominican Summer League numbers, specifically small sample Dominican Summer League numbers, those numbers pop out as pretty positive. And you look at it, it's another multi-million-dollar shortstop added to the organization. Elvin Garcia and Emilio Sanchez signed for over $1 million in recent international signing classes here with the Orioles. You add another one to this system, and, like, believe it or not, trading the 36-year-old reliever for a 17-year-old Dominican Summer League prospect could actually help the Orioles next year, because they could move one of these guys. Luis Almeida is far more advanced than these three guys, I think, at this point, and he's showing well in Delmarva right now. But you've got now Elvin Garcia, Emilio Sanchez, you got Jose Pena, the 16-year-old who's performing very well in the DSL this year, and now you add De La Cruz into this mix.
Simone Noel.
Yeah, you're at a lot of high price tag shortstops who are performing well, showcasing good stuff down in the DSL. You can use 1, 2, 3 of these guys to make some bigger moves this offseason. So I like this one as well.
Yeah, this one was very interesting because, we traded him last night, didn't get to see the return until this morning. My first reaction was when I saw the name, I looked up the prospect rankings for the Cubs and saw that he was from the most recent international signing period for $2.3 million, which would be the same as Luis Almeida signed, an Orioles record for most spent on an international player. My reaction was, and I saw his numbers, like more walks and strikeouts, 137 WRC plus in the DSL, so immediate success. I was like, holy crap, I can't believe we got a guy with this much upside for Andrew Kittredge, who, yeah, messed up knee to start the year. He's got a long injury history, 36 years old. Like, I don't think the Orioles were going to pick up the $9-10 million option for a middle reliever in Andrew Kittredge. And I'm not even sure if the Cubs are going to, but I guess they could use him for this year. I was shocked at how good of a return it was. And then I look and it's like, oh, you just traded a established veteran reliever for some kid in the DSL who is never going to amount to anything, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, we have different views on these things, the way of looking at these things. To me, this is like getting a Joshua Alonso a couple years ago, or yeah, I think Jose Pena is a little bit different skill set, but Elvin Garcia, but bigger bodied, maybe like a Steven Martinez type, like that's big upside. Yeah, there's a very good chance he'll never reach it, but give me the high upside lottery pick over the AAA, guaranteed to make the majors, but no more than a long reliever type of guy. I'll take the upside, especially if they're going to diversify, like I said earlier, and get guys from different buckets of ceiling and floor. So yeah, I love this trade. Absolutely loved it.